so let me just back up and correct myself. She spoke about how to use Facebook to grow your business. I kind of got them mixed up a little bit from the beginning. Okay, so I'm on track. I got it now. Okay, so our next speaker is Janak. Okay, I said it right. I'm getting better. Getting better. I'm learning. Yes, I am. Okay, so Janak is going to talk to us about how to turn $1 of ad spend into $3 in revenue with Facebook advertising.
Thank you. Based on my accent, you probably have figured out that I'm not from this country, right? I grew up in India. And I came here to do my master's at Carnegie Mellon University, which is a very prestigious university if you don't know about it. First 2 years of my life here was very, very brutal. I was just pretty much 24/7 working and studying and going to college and finishing projects, right? After that, I started working at Bell Communication Research Lab. This is back in 2001. And within 3 months of working there, I actually got an award from the company. I actually got an award for, best employee from the CEO of the company. 9 months later, they laid me off after 9/11. So that was a huge wake-up call. I realized how corporate America works. When they need you, they will roll out the red carpet. I was making $100,000, not bragging, 2 years into this country. I thought I made this. I made in this country. 2 years, 24 years old, man, great life. And within 11 months, down, right? So at that time, I decided I was going to start my own company someday in the future. Didn't have enough cash, courage, or credit. So I was still looking for a job. Ford Motor Company hired me, moved to Michigan. In the meantime, we actually found each other online. That's why we believe in online marketing. And it works. It works. And within the first year at Ford, I realized that this corporate America is definitely not for me. I got a whopping 3% increase in my salary. 3% in the first year. I was crying. I was like, wow, even after working hard, this big company cannot really, pay more and cannot recognize. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I can make a lot more money outside. I can make a lot more impact. Forget the money part, make a lot of impact outside. So my wife and I decided to start a real estate business back in 2004. This is like old times, right? 2004. Everybody wanted to be a millionaire. We were one of them. So within the first 18 months, we bought and sold $2.4 million worth of properties. And we made some money with that, right? And we started a real estate investment club. We started learning about marketing. So if you know my background, I'm a techie guy. I'm really a hardcore technical guy. I should not be standing up here talking about marketing. But it's all self-taught, okay? And in 2007, I was able to quit my job because of the real estate. And we started our online marketing company. We also started Social Media Michigan, which is also a training arm for PREZ. And we actually teach Michigan entrepreneurs how to use social media to grow their business. One important thing. Last year, Facebook actually knocked on our door, literally. Facebook's recruiter contacted me on my LinkedIn profile looking for a marketing manager in Silicon Valley in their headquarters to work as a marketing manager, internet marketing manager within Facebook. So as the first thing, I was like, oh, this is good. This would look good on my resume, right? So we had the first round of interview. He liked me. He wanted me to fly down to Silicon Valley. So I was like, okay, now this is getting real, right? And then I remember back my experience with corporate America, and I was like, you know what? We are doing well in our business. I don't want to uproot everything we have going on here and move to another state, which is expensive, by the way. Maybe a sun, yeah, sure. Sunny weather would be great, but other than that, we decided to stay. We actually grew our company last year 70%, and this year we are up 30%, okay? So we really believe in what we do, and I'll tell you what has transpired in last 3 to 4 years is Facebook advertising. The reason I'm telling you all of this is this entire evolution of our personal journey, entrepreneurial journey, and the stage we are at right now is Facebook ads. And the reason why I'm very passionate about Facebook ad is in my last 7 years in running this company, we have never found a tool, a way to reach X number of people, massive amount of people, and literally bring on demand, clients on demand, right? There is no other tool like Facebook ads. And here's the reason why. Facebook has 1.65 billion people, right? 1.65 billion people. Half of them log in every day, and they stay on an average about 55 minutes, okay? So they are spending a lot of time on Facebook. So there are a lot of people that they're spending a lot of time. This is worldwide data, right? Now, Facebook has done a remarkable job of capturing everyone's information. Facebook knows about not only about your name, email address, phone number, age, what you like, what kind of shows you watch. Every time you like a post, every time you comment on a post, every time you share a post, every time you say something on Facebook, everything is marketable. Facebook is creating this big database of your likes, your interests, your desires, your hope, your challenges, right? So Facebook knows a lot more about you than probably your mother or your friend. It's scary, but it's very, very useful for marketers like us, advertisers like us, if you use it right. Now, Facebook ad, do you know you can target people? What's the zip code here, by the way? It's 48334, okay. So if you want to target people in this particular zip code who are between ages of, let's say, 35 to 50, and who are, let's say, working for Ford Motor Company, for an example, right? You can actually target those people using Facebook right now. You can run ad campaign to just people who are working at Ford Motor Company, okay? No other tool. Well, now Twitter is doing it because of Facebook. You can do the same thing on Instagram. You can do it on LinkedIn. You can do it on Pinterest, okay? By the way, these are all the different social media marketing tools I'm talking about, okay? So if you don't know about them, don't worry about it. We're going to talk about Facebook today only, okay? So let me give you an example of what is possible with Facebook. I'm going to talk about my client. You can check it out. Her name is Amy McCready. thepositiveparenting.solutions.com. She's a parent, 2 kids. They are grown now. So what she does, she actually helps other parents on how to raise their kids without yelling at them, right? She had been doing free webinar. The way she would sell her online, she only has one thing, one package, $225 online training, okay? Everything was pre-recorded. And the way which she would sell it is by hosting a free webinar, and then she would market it to her list, or maybe somebody else who had a list, she would market to their list, right? And then people would come on the webinar, okay? By the way, have anyone ever been on the webinar before? Teleseminar, webinar? Okay, so I'm not, okay, that's good. So parents would jump on the webinar. She would talk about her story, how she's raised her kids, and then at the end she would make an offer, right? So she would close consistently since 2009. They came to us in 2014, by the way. Since 2009, for 5 years, she had consistently closed 11.2%. So what I mean by that is, let's say there are 100 people on the webinar, 11.2, obviously not possible, on an average, 11.2 people would actually purchase her $225 package, okay? So one webinar multiplied by that 11.5% conversion, and that's the number of revenue she would make, right? So when she came to us, she wanted me to run her Facebook ad campaign, right? And drive people to her free webinar. And these are live webinars. These are not even automated webinar. By the way, I will actually go into detail about the automated webinar, but these are actually live webinar. She would actually go and talk about whatever she talks about for 2.5 hours. And it was actually right in front of the camera like this. So she was streaming herself, right? She was streaming her, but people would just buy her emotion, right? So the first time when we launched her campaign, we had, I think it was a 600 or 700 people registered, and then her conversion rate was only 9.7% back then. This is like 2014 June, right? And she said, it didn't convert the way it's supposed to. I said, that's okay. This is the first webinar. We are still working on the targeting, right? And then, second webinar, we filled the webinar with 3,000 people. 3,000 people. They have never been able to do in their entire business. They fill the entire webinar, okay? And you have to know how the webinar works. Because it's a free event, everyone who registers, only 33% show up. Okay, so every 3% registers, one show up, right? So 3,000 registered, 1,000 show up, and guess what the conversion rate was? 11%. It was not 11.2, 11%. At that time, I told her, listen, Amy, you are done. You are cooked. Now we know exactly what to do. Now we can keep repeating this, okay? So we did that for 4 to 5, 6 months, almost 6 months. And then during this time, what I told her, now take your best presentation. Let's turn that into automated webinar. That means you actually are not showing up live. They're watching a video, but they think it's live. There are platforms like that you can use, right? Called Webinar Jam, On24. There are tons of platforms which does that. So you upload your video, and then you keep making sale. Fast forward, we are spending on an average every month about $25,000 to $35,000 in ad spend, and she makes $175,000 to $215,000 on an average every month, just from one product. Just one product. It took us all this time, but this is what's possible. And $225 is not an expensive product. I'm not talking about making $10,000 sales. I'm just talking about freaking $225 product sale. Okay, so that's possible from Facebook ad. Okay. Now, Facebook has, we talked a lot about organic Facebook. And the reason why I'm excited about Facebook ad is because whatever you do there, you can actually expand a lot with running Facebook ads. So just about 4 or 5 years ago, the goal was to get more likes. The more likes you get with the organic reach, you can actually get them to like your post, comment on your post, bring them back to your site. That was a whole game. Now, you can actually drive them to your website. In fact, you can also run something called website conversion. Facebook has different ad types. So this is one called website conversion. And Facebook will actually optimize your ad based on the target audience you have selected based on what your conversion goals are. So let me give you a perfect example. Webinar I'm talking about, right? So we would send traffic to her webinar landing page. They would read about what the webinar is all about. If they're interested, then they will say, yes, I'm interested. They would just enter their name and email address, and then they would sign up for the webinar. Too simple, like it's a very simple process, right? They fill out a form. It's called opt-in, right? So the goal is to convert them to fill out a form, right? So the way Facebook knows about that is, okay, so let's say, can I use your product? Okay. Can I use it as a sample? So let's say this is your landing page, and this is your thank you page. So people come here, they register, they come on the thank you page, because thank you page will say, okay, thank you for registering, looking forward to see you on the webinar. On this thank you page, what Facebook allows you to do is allows you to add a piece of program. It's called Pixel. It's a JavaScript, right? It's very simple. You just put it on here, and then Facebook would know which ad brought that lead. Which ad, because you are going to run multiple different ads, which ad actually brought that particular lead. And then next step, after the thank you page, let's say you send them to an order page, okay? And after the order page, once the order is successful, once they purchase something, you're going to send them to the order thank you page, right? On this page, you can also add a tracking pixel, and Facebook will tell you which ad brought their lead and brought their sale. Everything is trackable, end to end. That's what's possible with Facebook. This was not possible with Facebook just a few years ago. And let me tell you what Facebook is allowing you to do right now. You can target people with their income. You can target people with their net worth. You can target people with their behavior, whether they're online buyers or offline buyers. Whether they are luxury item buyers, you can target really niche. What Facebook has done, they already have a lot of data about you, right? But on the top of that, what they've done, they have started buying data from third-party data providers, big data gatherers. And they're buying that, they're combining all of that, and now they're making that available to you. Not a single platform in the world available right now where you can cheaply, like in next 10, 15 minutes, you can actually start running an ad. There is nothing like that available. Google has 70% of the web traffic, but Google ads are very complicated to run, unlike Facebook, okay? And Google does a great job. In fact, they're taking a page or two from Facebook, and they now have, okay, let me back up. Facebook also has something very cool, which you can do. If you have existing customer list, or if you have existing prospect list, if you have their email addresses or phone number, you can actually upload those into Facebook, and then Facebook will do a match. Facebook obviously has everyone's phone number, or most of their phone numbers, and email, obviously, right? If you upload that email, Facebook will see out of all the emails you uploaded, how many of them actually have account on Facebook. So let's say you have 1,000 people on your list, you uploaded that, and Facebook will do a match. And out of 1,000, let's say 40 or 50%, 400 to 500 people actually got a match, right? So you now have 400 or 500 people out of your own list on Facebook, which you can run ads just to those 400 to 500 people. Now, why is this useful, or why is this exciting? Well, number one, you obviously have their email addresses, so you can actually email them. Very simple, right? But do you know, in last 5 years, email open rate has gone down. My email open rate is now less than 10%. So I have 10,000 people list. Every time I send email, less than 10% opens up. It used to be close to 50, 60% just 5 years ago. Now what else can I do? Out of those 10,000, half of them are going to be matching, right? So now I can reach to those 5,000 people who can see my ad. Okay? So I can re-engage my existing customer into buying more stuff from me or engaging more with me. That's one. But now what Facebook also allows you to do is allows you to create a lookalike audience. So Facebook will take your custom audience and then expand that audience into, let's say, 1 million or 2 million. What it does, it actually looks at all the common interest of your audience and then finds more people like them. So this is like you walking to a store with your customer list and tell the store owner, hey, listen, I have this list. Can you just find more customers like this for me? Yes, with one click of a button. That's what's possible in Facebook ad. It's crazy. It's just mind-boggling to me. And then on the top of that, remember I was talking to you about the pixels? Tracking pixel. Everyone who converts on your thank you page, whether it's opt-in or your sale, once you have enough number, 100 plus, right? 100 plus conversion, you can also create a lookalike audience from this pixel. So Facebook will now create similar audience to people who already opted in, people who have said, yes, I'm interested in what you have to say, yes, I'm interested in what you have to sell, right? And Facebook will create a bigger audience, just for you. It's crazy what is available in Facebook. So if somebody tells you that you cannot make money off a Facebook ad, you can. Whether you are a B2B company, whether business to business. Business to government, I'm not too sure about. But if you, one of my clients he's a state senator. Last year he was up for re-election, and we ran Facebook ad campaign for him, and he won. I'm not saying that it's because of my Facebook ad campaign, but we were one of the, cog in the wheel, right? So for politics, business, doesn't matter what you do in your life, Facebook ad is definitely, if you're a small business owner, you need to really, really focus on Facebook ads, okay? Now, Urvi told me that I only have about 5 minutes left. Let me actually tell you what you can do, what's hard in Facebook, okay? So I talked to you about website clicks, website conversion. There are a couple more ad units. If you have a local business, let's say most of your clients are coming in from a 5 to 10 mile radius, you can also run local awareness ads. So you would only show up to people who are in your local area, and Facebook has made it very, very easy for local businesses. So for these guys who are, I guess, owner of this particular location, they can run brand awareness or local awareness ad and bring people from the local area, right? Facebook actually knows a lot more about, your local area than you do, right? Then they also have something called a lead ads, lead. So when you are looking at the ads on Facebook news feed or on the right-hand side or on the mobile news feed, you click on the ad, you actually, then the people actually who are clicking on the ad, they actually go to your website, right? What happens is when you take people away from Facebook, by the way, let me back up. Why would people go on Facebook? Because they want to really be voyeuristic and see what other people are doing, right? We all have that need, trust me. I spend pretty much 24/7 on Facebook because I'm looking at my client's campaign, right? Or I'm looking at what my friends are doing, right? So I'm hanging out on Facebook. I'm not interested in going out of Facebook, right? So when you take me away from Facebook, I'm going to lose the interest. So what Facebook has decided to do, and this is the heaven for direct response marketers, so marketers like me who are actually focusing on, extracting money out of your ad budget, or sorry, for ad spend, right? So I'm talking about spending $1 in, $3 out. Facebook has created this new ad unit called lead ads. So same ad you are running, or you are running for website click or website conversion, you would actually run this lead ad, and then when you click on it, when you click on an ad, you don't go anywhere. There would be a pop-up form, a lead form, which you already have created within Facebook would pop up. And Facebook, remember, what does Facebook have? Your name, your email address, and potentially phone number. So if you're just looking for those 3 pieces of information, it's already pre-filled for you. That information is pre-filled. All they have to do is click on submit. So, perfect example. Local business in LA. He runs 2 gyms. His name is Alex Horomozy. And his niche is Latino market, right? So we are running Facebook ads, and we were running cost per leads were $9 to $10 cost per lead. So we would spend about $9 to $10 per lead, and we would generate 50 leads a day, okay? So we're spending about $500, $400 to $500, okay? When the lead ad unit showed up, we tested that. Our cost per lead came half of that, $4 to $5 versus $9 to $10, okay? So I'm saving money up front, right, on the upfront conversion. But I wanted to test and make sure the back-end conversions are still the same. So all of those people who actually came as a lead, what he would do, his salespeople would call them up, and they would sell them a $400 program, right? And he would make same numbers. Every 25 people, they would close 5, right? So it's the same number every day. So after the 30-day test period, exact same back-end conversion, but the front-end numbers were half, okay? So the ROI is now also increased, the return on investment, right? So this is what's possible with the lead ads. Another ad unit is called video ad. If any one of you are good at creating videos, I'm not good at creating videos, by the way, but my clients are really good at that, so I love that. We are running ad campaigns as a video ad. So it would be a video, 1 minute, 5 minute, 10-minute video, and people are actually watching videos on Facebook for that long. And the cost per video view is as low as 2 cents, 1 cent, and I'm running campaigns outside of US, countries like Canada, Germany, in different languages, over there, the cost per view is like 0.001%, 1 cent. It's crazy. It's really crazy. So I hope you are getting excited about Facebook ads, and if you are not utilizing Facebook ads, you should definitely consider think about using Facebook ads. It only costs you, $5, $10, $20 a day. It doesn't have to be expensive. Running Facebook ad is not expensive, okay? Couple of things you want to keep in mind. The key thing is, in Facebook, you want to focus on wherever you send the traffic to, right? Now with lead ads, you don't even have to do that, right? But I don't recommend people running lead ads campaign from the beginning, right? So you need to still have a website, have a landing page. So the couple of things you want to keep in mind, best practices. 80% of the Facebook ad success is going to be based on the image you use. What kind of image you use, that's going to be about 80% of the Facebook success criteria. Second most important is headline. Your headline should be engaging them, right? So one of the example I can give you is, if you have a headline, if you are in a weight loss niche, by the way, weight loss niche is very, very difficult to get approved on Facebook. But let's say if you have a headline, something like, how to lose 30 pounds in 30 days without exercising. Well, people are going to click on it, okay? Because that's outrageous claim. You might not get approved on Facebook, but this is just an example of how to match your target market's pain, challenges, desires, hopes, whatever at the top of the mind thinking, you want to put that in the headline, right? And the images you want to use that should evoke that emotion, while they're looking at it. The biggest test you can have is when you are scrolling up or down on your mobile devices or on the desktop news feed, are they going to stop, or they're just going to keep scrolling? Can you stop them while they're scrolling up or down? Can you and grab their attention? That is going to be a success criteria for your ad or your images, okay? So those are the couple of things I wanna talk about. I know I'm getting a lot of, I have 5 minutes, okay. Okay, so one more thing, okay. Facebook has recently published their last quarter results. By the way, I don't know if you guys follow Facebook stock or not. Not everybody's interested like me. But Facebook stock had a big bump because they had a lot more revenue on their mobile platform. And here's the reason why. 60% of the traffic, 60% of the people who are Facebook users, they're actually accessing their Facebook app, their Facebook profile through the mobile app, okay? 60%. So if you are not running Facebook ads on mobile newsfeed, you are missing out big, okay? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that if you are running Facebook ad to a website, your website or a blog or a landing page is mobile responsive. That means it would actually show up correctly on the mobile devices. And mobile devices doesn't mean it's Android or iPhone. It could be tablet as well, or iPad, okay? So it has to, your website should look appropriate on those mobile devices. And if you want some of the tools you can use, one of my favorite tools to create those landing pages is called Lead Pages. L-E-A-D, leadpages.com. Other one is called unbounce.com. Those are the two tools you can use to create those mobile responsive pages. Unbounce, bounce, but unbounce, right? You don't bounce, yeah. Unbounce.com, okay? Those are the two tools you certainly want to use. Now I wish I had 5 days with you and all of you would have a laptop. I would have a laptop, Wi-Fi, and we can just crank. I would love it, right? I would actually show you examples after examples, step-by-step process. Unfortunately, we don't have any of that here, and I have a lot more to talk to you about. How many of you are business owners, by the way? Okay. And how many of you really like to get more new clients or customer? Everyone, right? That's what I thought. Okay. So here is my irresistible offer, right? Hopefully you have liked what we had to say, Urvi and I. We have a lot more to talk about. what we have done is we actually have, I have to read first, right? What we have done. Okay. So we are offering our Facebook marketing intensive one-on-one strategy session with Janak and Urvi. And this is going to be 1 hour session live, one-on-one, where we are going to discuss your own business's custom blueprint on how to win on Facebook. Okay, so in that 1 hour, we are going to do few things. By the way, I speak much faster than what I'm speaking right now. I've been told you need to slow down because people don't understand you. So that's why I always have this one-on-one with my wife, because she does that job for me, right? So what we do during this one-on-one strategy session is we are going to actually help you create your 60, 90, 180-day and 365-day plan for you and your business to grow on Facebook, okay? Our hourly rate is $250, okay? It's very, very cheap. You get both of us, right? Not just one. It's not 500. It's only 250. But because we are here, we're actually going to offer a ridiculous discount. Urvi, you can actually, can you help pass this? So right now in this particular offer, it says $197. Today, if you sign up with us, it's only going to be $97. And here is the reason why I'm doing this. I know that everyone sitting here, if you have a desire to grow your business, Facebook is an answer to your quest, okay? And we can definitely show you how to grow your business, at least double your business or 5 times or 10 times, wherever you are, okay? And using Facebook as a strategy. So $97 is a very, very small investment to sit down with us, talk about your custom strategy, and if you fill out the form right here, all you have to do is just enter your name, email address, enter your credit card information if you have one, or any other payment method you want us to take, we'll use it. And that's it. That's my irresistible offer. Looking forward to working with all of you. This is my true passion. I believe that with Facebook ads and with Facebook marketing, you can really grow your business. We have done that hundreds of times with a lot of our clients, right? I'm very, very excited. Looking forward to talking with each and every of you, sit down with you, and then really figure out where you are, where you want to go, and create a plan of action for you, okay? So with that, thank you very much, Angelita, for inviting us. I had a ball. I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. Hope we have opened up your eyes and brains with the possibilities with Facebook ads and Facebook marketing. And I'm really, really looking forward to talking to each of you. Thank you.
Okay, so I just have a question. How many of y'all wanted them to just keep talking? Right? Thank you very much. This was definitely great information for us to use. One of the things many of you probably don't know, some of you don't know, but Agents of Hope, our mission is to pretty much for everyone to attain their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations. So kind of like how we are all entrepreneurs, we have our own business. It's basically just go out and, get what you want. Make sure you're happy in all your endeavors. I would like to thank Shola Salako, who is the owner and founder of Agents of Hope. So, hey, Shola.